register for Bright Lights camps, you will go to our webpage, brightlights.org. At 8 a.m. on Saturday, the register button will appear, and from there, you will click and be taken to our registration site, which is through a system called Active. Now you'll notice that the camps are listed, and they're listed by date, which is in numerical order. So our first camps in the mornings start with 100s. The afternoon camps for the first week start with 200s, and so on. But if you go to the left side, you'll notice that there are some filtering options. And one that I'd like to point out that I think might be the most helpful is to go by grade. And if you click the menu, you can choose the grade that you are searching for or want to register for your student. Remember that you use the grade that the student is currently in when registering for Bright Lights camps on Saturday. In this scenario, I am going to register a kindergartner, and I have a third grader that I will register. So the cool thing is, if you have multiple students you're registering, you can do them all at the same time. So it's one checkout process. So from here, I get my list of camps that go for both of those grade ranges. So I will, if I want to know more about the camp, if you click on it, you'll get the description. I will also can double check my grade ranges. So this is for my third grader, and I want it on the first week of camp, which is listed. And this is a full day camp, so it runs from 9 to 4. So if that all looks great to me, then I will add it to my cart. You'll notice there's some different options here. There's the standard program fee, and then there are some other amounts that are listed. If you want to do a voluntary donation, you can do so by selecting one of those options. Please note that they are not tax deductible when you donate this way. But if that is something you'd like to do, that is an option. I'm going to go ahead and click standard program fee. And just like with online shopping, I will add it to my cart. You'll see up here in the right-hand corner that my shopping cart has the Pioneering Camp added to it. I'm not done yet because I need to register my kindergartner for a camp. So when I scroll down, I go to Little Picassos, and again, clicking on it gives me the description and also shows me this is for grades K to 2. So that is appropriate, and it is week 1, which is also what I'm looking for. So I will add this to the cart. If I go back up, you'll notice it has now been added. Now for this particular situation, I have a full day camp for my third grader. My kindergartner, I need to select an afternoon camp because I want him to go morning and afternoon. So I will scroll down, and I'm looking for an afternoon camp now, which I can look at the schedule that is posted on our website if I want to look at the numbers quickly, or you can use the number line at the bottom to go through, and when you get to a 200 camp, that is the afternoon. So Safari Adventures, I will click on, yep, this is for grades K to 1st. It is the first week of camp, and it is the afternoon, 1 to 4. So I'm going to go ahead and add that, but I will do a voluntary price option A, add it to my cart. When you go to the top, you will see that I have my Pioneering Camp for my third grade student, and I have a morning camp and an afternoon camp for my kindergarten student. Now, just a quick note, if you do want to do that, you want to put a morning and an afternoon camp together, you also, during the registration process, will have the option to select lunch care. And so you would do that, so then he could stay morning, lunch care, afternoon camp. You will then hit continue, and it will take you to a place where you will enter your email address. Another side note, as you are registering and choosing for camps, if one is closed, there will be a wait list option, and we encourage you to put your name on the wait list, because if a student has to drop a camp closer to summertime, we will use that wait list to then go to other families to see if they would like to pick up that camp. So even if it is full, but you'd like to try and get into it, please put yourself on the wait list. Okay, back to this. So you will enter an email address. Make sure you use an email address that you can access during the summer and one that you check frequently, because that email address is what we will use to send you your receipt, your camp confirmation email, any confirmation or details from the teacher during camp will be that email address. So you will click there. I will choose my email address. You can see down at the bottom, I have my camps, and I will hit next. Then it will take you to your password. Now, if you have used Active before to register for anything in the past, a race or something of that nature, you might have a password through that. If you registered for Bright Lights last summer, you would have a password. Please note that we don't keep your passwords. We don't have access to those. So if you get to this point and you don't remember your password, you can do forgot password and go through that setup where they'll then send you a way to reset it. So if I put in my password, show you where it goes next. I have now put in my email address. I now am going to go through the registration process for each of my students. So it's whether you are selecting, if you've registered before, your student could be saved in there. If that's the case, make sure that as you're going through, you are selecting the current grade so that if anything is held over from last summer, you are updating it to what it should look like for this grade this summer. But I'll just put register a new person. And from there, you're going to put in the student name, their date of birth, gender, and then the grade, once again, that they are currently in. And once you have input that information for each student, you will then do continue, and it'll take you to a checkout screen where you can then pay for your camps and be ready to be on your way. Remember, if you want to register for a scholarship, you can do that within the registration process by clicking on a button to say that you'd like a scholarship, and that will just ask you a few additional questions. I hope this has been helpful, and we can't wait to have you join us this summer.